So today we're going to talk about a pretty remarkable story of financial recovery. It's all about a company called GDS Global. They went from a multi-million-dollar loss to making a profit in just 1 year. In this explainer, we're going to break down their latest financials to see exactly how on earth they pulled off this impressive turnaround. Let's get right into it.
So, here's the big question, right? Seeing a company swing from a huge multi-million-dollar loss all the way back into the black. Well, that doesn't happen every day. It's a massive shift. So how'd they do it? Was it just a lucky break, or was there a real masterclass in strategy going on behind the scenes? Let's find out.
All right, first up, let's just look at the headline numbers. This section is all about the simple before and after picture of their journey from red ink to black.
Okay, just look at these numbers. The scale of the change here is, well, it's pretty staggering. In fiscal year 2024, the company was in the hole with a net loss of $2.27 million. Fast forward just 1 year, and they've completely flipped it to an $200,000 profit. That's a $2.5 million swing on the bottom line. And you can see the reason right here. Revenue took a massive leap, and gross profit shot up right along with it. This wasn't just about trimming expenses. This was about serious growth.
A comeback like this had to be fueled by a huge increase in sales, right? But where did that revenue actually come from? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine room of this turnaround.
First, just let this number sink in for a second. 70.6%. That's the revenue growth they saw year over year. We're talking about a jump from around $13.4 million to nearly $23 million in a single year. That's not just growth. That's absolutely explosive. And it was the main fuel for their return to making a profit.
And this chart? It shows you exactly where the magic happened. You can see their business isn't split evenly, not at all. One segment, the sale of doors and shutter systems, absolutely dwarfs the others, bringing in almost $15 million. So this wasn't a case of every department doing a little better. No. One part of the business just went into hyperdrive. And here it is. This is the heart of the whole story. That main segment didn't just grow, it nearly tripled. It rocketed from about $5.6 million to almost $15 million. The company says this was all about completing several big projects and getting a boost in their export sales. This one single segment is responsible for the lion's share of that whole $9.4 million revenue increase. That's just an incredible performance.
And you know what? This wasn't some happy accident. The company's chairman, Mr. Tang Hee-sung, makes it crystal clear that this was a deliberate strategy. They pushed hard on business development, probably chasing those big projects we just saw, but they also kept a close eye on costs and got more efficient. This quote really connects the incredible numbers we've seen to a very clear, intentional plan.
Okay, so we know they're profitable again. That's great. But is it a healthy profit? I mean, a company can look good on paper but still be in trouble deep down. So now we're going to do a quick financial health check just to see if the foundation here is as strong as those headline numbers make it seem.
Now this, right here, might be the most important sign of true health. In 2024, their operations were literally burning through $1.24 million in cash. In 2025, a complete 180. They are now generating positive cash flow of $670,000 directly from their main business. This means the profit isn't just an accounting fantasy, it's backed by real cash coming into the company. That's huge. And the second pillar of their financial health? A cash reserve of nearly $6.6 million. That's a big jump from the $4.3 million they had the year before. This isn't just a safety net, it's strategic flexibility. It lets them invest, handle any surprises, and fund future growth without having to go to the bank. And for the final piece of the puzzle, this one's a mic drop. Zero. As in, no bank debt. None. In a world where so many companies are loaded up with loans, GDS Global is operating with none at all. This massively reduces their financial risk. It means they're not sweating interest payments. It's a position of incredible strength. So, let's just recap the health check, shall we? We've got strong profitability, confirmed. We've seen their main business is generating real cash, and we know they're doing it all without a single dollar of bank debt. You see, this isn't just a turnaround. This is a robust, financially sound recovery. They've built a fortress.
So, with such a strong foundation built, what does the future hold? Because no company operates in a bubble, right? Let's take a look at the landscape GDS is facing now, both the big opportunities and the potential challenges.
This is a really fascinating contrast. On one side, you have this massive opportunity right in their backyard.
Singapore's construction sector is expected to demand up to $46 billion worth of work every single year for the next few years. That is a huge potential market for GDS. But on the other side, the global picture is, well, it's a lot cloudier. The company themselves point to things like trade wars and geopolitical conflicts as real risks that could mess with their export plans.
So how are they planning to navigate this? Well, their strategy seems to address both sides of that coin pretty directly. They're going after projects both at home to grab a piece of that construction boom and overseas. They're working to make their distribution network stronger, which could help buffer against some of those geopolitical risks, and they're leaning on their 40-year brand history and adding more products to stay competitive, no matter what the market decides to throw at them.
And that really brings us to our final big question. GDS engineered a textbook turnaround, transforming itself into a profitable, cash-generating, and totally debt-free company. The question now is whether that incredibly strong foundation, built on sharp strategy and financial discipline, is strong enough to withstand the global economic storms that seem to be on the horizon. Only time will tell. Thanks for joining this explainer.